Hi, I'm going to talk about transformational leadership. Transformational leadership is a theory of when a leader works with groups of people to help identify areas of where change can be made, with a clear, concise vision to achieve change through inspiring and empowering others. Transformational leaders also support the hierarchy of needs from Maslow by ensuring that their group have been met and provided with basic needs, then finally achieving self-actualisation and the best outcome for themselves and their organisation. A transformational leader is engaged with the people that they support by consistently interacting, communicating. They are 100% engaged with the people that they support. They inspire their followers through clear and concise visions, clear and concise language, and a language that they can understand and trust. By empowering others to self-actualise through delegation of jobs to their followers, that their followers can then gain confidence by achieving and following through with what they believe in. Consistently encouraging others to transform into better versions of themselves. Through storytelling of their own experiences, their own self-actualisation can inspire and empower others to believe that they can also achieve the same. Transformational leaders are extremely passionate, they're enthusiastic, they demonstrate, they are committed, they are 100% dedicated to the people that they support. When we find something that we care about, we will see our passion increase. Creating inspiring visions with the team through creativity, interacting and being engaged. Giving people a way that they can contribute in a way that's meaningful to them. It's down to the leader to provide the plan. My personal experience in transformative leadership is when I empowered a group of girls to realise that there is support out there and that people like myself can help enable youths to make a change that they think is impossible. Doesn't matter how little or huge they think it is. Using my knowledge and experience in being a disengaged learner, working with these youths in schools, I was then able to listen and take down the changes that they wanted to be made, and I facilitated and helped them have their own female toilet, their own period products, and empowered them to know that if they don't agree with something or they need something and authority won't allow it, that they can challenge it.
Leadership is collaborative. This approach aims to bring together all elements of an organisation in order to achieve the best outcome and results. This is structured as an all-together approach rather than a top-down. The elements consist of bringing together expertise and skills, sharing control and responsibilities across all team, seeking a consensus and conflict resolution which works best for everyone. Collaborative leadership can be useful when it comes to targeting areas of development which might be outside the skills and experience of an organisation's team, meaning by collaboratively working there is a higher chance of success and outcomes. Though equally this can have some downfalls, as success is hugely dependent on team trust rather than an authoritative leader. It can also be a time-consuming process and may not be best suited towards outcomes which have a tight time restrictions for completion. Working collaboratively is underpinned in the CLD values and principles and is a valuable skill set for any practitioner. By working together and bringing together teams, skills and experience from a range of different backgrounds to accomplish outcomes, collaborative leadership has the potential and success, although I feel this would be dependent on the leader's ability to create and gain trust and consensus within their team. A good example of this is in the local TSIs, I feel. They work collaboratively with all different organisations, all different means of skills and experience. This brings together the outcomes which are set, usually aimed towards a better quality of life. TSIs work under the umbrella of the government, so their main areas of focus are usually community development, volunteering, health, And by working collaboratively with a wide range of organisations, this brings out the best for a community. In the pandemic, myself and a group of students created the Forth Valley Community Hub. The main point of this group was to help people who were affected by panic buying and isolation and who may not have had a chance to get to the shops to buy food in time. By working collaboratively, each of us were able to establish community drop-off points, which would enable people to donate food, and then we could make them into food parcels. Many of the girls didn't feel confident in reaching forward and approaching these different organisations. And by supporting them in their own way, I was able to empower them enough to have initiative to move forward and approach these different organisations. From this, their confidence grew exponentially. It was amazing to see them grow and develop, and within weeks, we were supporting people across the Forth Valley with different food packages, different organisations, and an audience that reached wide across the Forth Valley area.
Another style of leadership is democratic leadership. So democratic leadership is a type of leadership style in which members of a team take a more participative role in the decision-making process as a whole of the team. Researchers have found that democratic leadership learning style is usually one of the most effective and leads to a higher productivity and working with better contributions from the team members, as it also increases the team's morale, suggesting that being in a positive environment increases the workflow. Employees meet to discuss and resolve issues by giving each individual their own opportunity to contribute to the decisions of the team. Some of the main characteristics of democratic leadership include that team members are encouraged to share ideas and opinions, even though the leader still retains the final say over the decisions. Members of the team can feel more engaged in the process and not feel left out, meaning that they are committed to making them more likely to care about the end results. The downsides of this style of leadership would be it could lead to communication failures, not getting projects completed on time, and some team members may not have the necessary knowledge to make quality contributions to the decision-making process. The democratic leader is charged with deciding who is in the team and who gets to contribute to the decisions which are made. One example of the democratic leadership in action would be holding regular meetings within the organisation, for example health and safety, as this is always an important key in the organisations, letting everyone who is part of the team have their own thoughts and opinions on how safe they feel within the workplace and how they can improve on safety within the place. Democratic leadership links into a community practice setting, as although the leader of the team has the final say, the leader doesn't leave anyone out and includes everyone in having their own say in the decision-making process of the meetings. By not taking control is a fairer way to get things completed, and by therefore not demanding upon people by taking all the authority of the meeting by giving equal chances out, so that each individual can have. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I have been classed as a key worker by being a checkout supervisor in Sainsbury's. This has led me to be a great leader for any future opportunities by making sure my department runs smoothly. Reflecting on my experience in Sainsbury's, holding some sort of full responsibility for the department is good practice, as conflict can always arise in a supermarket environment between your colleagues. As this has enhanced my team leader skills when we go to department meetings to put forward any thoughts and opinions. This relates with democratic leadership, as everyone has a chance to express their thoughts and feelings across the meeting, although the team leader still has the final call in what happens next. It's a positive feeling when everything goes according to plan within meetings, meaning that we can work towards a new goal and each individual feels motivated to complete goals within a certain period of time.
The short answer to what autocratic leadership is my way or the highway. Autocratic leadership, also known as authoritarian leadership, is a leadership style characterised to be an individual's control over a decision with little to no feedback or input from group members. This leadership can be defined as a structure where there is one clear boss and leader, whom holds the most, if not all, the control. Autocratic leadership is the complete opposite to democratic. There is a reason this style of leadership exists, as it is widely adopted by many groups and organisations. It is mostly a last resort method where all else has failed, to get order and results quickly and to have one single voice/face to take control. Autocratic leadership is one of the most popular leadership styles. However, it has in recent years fallen out of favour. It still remains prevalent. An autocratic leader in the current day would be Donald Trump, as he tells people what to do and when to do it, only taking into consideration his ideas and dismissing the advice of others. His component to making America great again was to drain the swamps, lock her up and build the wall. However, a lot of his ideas and plans ran on disdain, as his autocratic leadership style only suited his plans and ideas, as it isolated and excluded many American people of different race, gender and ability. Trump's autocratic leadership style led itself to poor decision making, as complex, important decisions benefit from consult and discussion from others with relevant experience. In CLD, there are negatives and positives to autocratic leadership styles in a CLD environment. The benefits would be, in particularly youth work, it helps to have a strong leader, someone in control and an example to follow. It provides direction when needed in group tasks, and it relieves pressure in a situation where quick decision making is needed and someone to take control. The negatives would be, however, it discourages group input, a lack of contribution as people sit back and let others take control, and if an autocratic leader takes control, there is a lack of creative solutions. It also hurts morale as people don't feel involved or valued, as they're not able to give feedback. So overall, I would say there is more negatives to autocratic leadership in a CLD environment. An example of an autocratic leadership style that I was familiar with was during my work experience in a primary school. There was one of the teachers who had a very authoritarian, autocratic leadership style, where basically she demanded absolute compliance to perform all tasks in her way, or basically didn't perform it at all. So a lot of her teaching styles, there wasn't a lot of input from the children. It was basically just the way she wanted to perform it and the way she wanted the day to go. But there was an opportunity that she was actually off sick one week, and I was in with a different teacher, and that teacher knew that I was familiar with the class, so she said that I was able to take the lead that afternoon. So basically I'd done the complete opposite of the teacher that I'd experienced before. So I welcomed the opportunity to lead the class. I offered the children basically 2 different tasks that they could complete over the class period. I gave the children the opportunity to have an option on what we did that day. So basically, on reflection, I would say that I showed a democratic leadership style because I involved the children in making the final decision. So I learned from basically the previous teacher that I didn't want to lead that way. So I wanted to show a totally different approach. I feel that benefited me for the future if I ever wanted to be a teacher, that I know the type of style that I would like to perform.